Let's talk a little bit about thread and thread options. Lots of options, right?
Like everything in rod building, it seems.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
options.
Yep.
There's actually some key things that someone really needs to know when they're getting into, and especially with thread. The first is the size. They come in A, B, and D. Don't know what happened to C. But, and really, it's A is the thinnest diameter and D is the thickest diameter. There's not a right or wrong to anything in rod building for that matter. But you know, a lot of the old schoolers will use size A. It's a tighter wrap, so when you put the epoxy on it, you're less likely for lighter colors to see the lines.
Okay.
A lot of beginners like to use size D. It's a larger diameter, a little easier to work with. A lot of offshore applications use D. It's, again, because of the diameter, it's a little higher tensile strength. Your mileage may vary. I use D, and I've built plenty of rods. Some people swear by A, but we'll leave that up to the custom fisherman.
Sure, sure.
And then you have nylon, color treated or color fast with Pro Wrap, and metallics. Now the nylon isn't color treated, right? So what's going to happen is if you have, say, a darker blank here and you put a red on that, and it's a fire engine red, once you put the epoxy on a nylon thread, that will actually bleed through and show a little bit of the blank underneath. So that fire engine red could kind of turn into a Merlot kind of red.
Gotcha.
And some people experiment and they like that. It can be a nice effect. Functionally, it's fine. It's
Right,
just
right.
aesthetically. Pro Wrap makes a color fast that's color treated so that after you put the epoxy on it, the color of the thread will remain, right? So that fire engine red will be fire engine red when you're done with it. And you also have metallics. Now, if you look, the difference between a regular and a metallic is obviously the shine. The metallics are purely for decoration. They don't have the tensile strength really to wrap guides.
Yep, yep.
So your trim bands, your weaving accents, your butt wraps, those are more of the metallics. And they come in different sizes. So a 100-yard spool or larger for hand wrappers or power wrappers. If you're building a lot of rods, we come in, you know, the bulk, you know, looks like a ball of yarn kind of thing. It's a big, tall cylindrical supply. So, you know, that's kind of it. Choose the size. Don't be intimidated. They come, the Pro Wrap line comes, if you include metallics and all the nylons and color fast options, there's well over 100 color options.
Right.
So
The color largely personal preference, right? I mean, you can match it up to the exact same color as your blank, or it's up to you, right?
colors, your preference. Functionally, it really doesn't matter. It's going to fish fine, but it's really just when you build your rod, the color of the blank, the guides, the handle assemblies, just kind of get in your mind what you want it to look like.
Yeah.
And then find a thread that's, you know, closest to that and to the components, and just start building.
Yeah.
You know?
I tell you, there's a lot of thread options out there, and these all come in kits. So you can get a kit, you know, select your thread and start wrapping.
Just start wrapping. That's
Nice.
it.